Hello, welcome to the fourth International Congress on Human-Computer Interaction Optimization and Robotic Applications. HORA 2022 is organized by National Technical University, Kharkiv Polytechnic Institute. HORA 2022 is technically sponsored by IEEE Turkey section. Thank you for your scientific contribution and support to HORA 2022. If you want, let's start session. First paper belong to Ahmet Muhi Shantaf. Are you ready to present? Dear Ahmet Muhi. Okay. Dear Ali Muhammad Al Shahin.
Yeah.
Are you ready to present?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm ready.
Okay. If you want, you can start your presentation.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can hear your voice.
So I will share my screen.
You have 10 minutes, please.
Yeah, you can see my screen, yeah?
Yes, it's seen.
Okay. Now you can see it.
Yes.
So my research about American Sign Language recognition using a YOLO version 4 method. At first, the introduction, object detection is a computer technique that relies mainly on computer vision and image processing to identify the class, to identify and classify objects according to specific categories such as people, cars, animal, hand movements, etc. through image, video, and even in real-time detection. We used actually the convolutional network CNN is a class of deep neural network mostly commonly applied to analyze visual imagery. It has many layers used to protect the class. First is input layer. It has we can upload the input image. Then the convolution layer is used to extract the features from the image and also make something called a map, feature map.
Sorry, and there is appear on screen.
So you can't see anything.
Your screen has a text.
Sorry?
Your screen has text. There is appear in on my screen.
You can't see anything. Huh?
I can see a deer animal.
So I didn't understand.
Yes, now we see it. Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, as what I say, this convolutional CNN.
Continue this way. Okay.
Yeah, the convolutional layer is to extract the features from the input image and create the feature map to about the image, and after that send it to the layer called a polling layer, just to this aim for this layer to change the photo from the RGB system from color to a gray system as a black and white and decrease the value from the pixels from the RGB from 0 to 255 value to 1 and 0. Then send it to the fully connected layer, and this layer to connect from between the polling layer and the final layer to protect the features from the photo and extract the last value or the last photo. And actually, we use YOLO as an algorithm. It's an algorithm that uses neural network to provide a real-time object detection. This algorithm is popular because of its speed and accuracy. It has been used various applications to detect traffic signs, people, etc. Our works have steps. First steps, we actually collect the data set. We actually used a lot of image from the internet, but it doesn't give us a good resolution or good accuracy. So we decide to create our data set. As you can see from this table, we collect 8,000 images divided into 40 classes. Each class has 200 image, and this is for resolution and the extension. So we started. We also the photo is divided into 4 groups according to the lighting condition and for photo shooting distance. This is an example for data set. And after collecting the data set, we want to make a label for each image. So we decide to using the label image as a labeling program, which is draw pogs around the object to be detected and specific 5 value for the object. As you can see in the photo, these pogs around my hand. So this value is represented by X and Y of the object location and other value for the object size. After that, we started to train the model on this data set. For model training, for platform, the training is used Windows 10 as an operation system with a NVIDIA RTX 3070 GPU as a graphic card and Ryzen 7 as a processor, and the Python as a programming language. Also, this model YOLO 4 has been run under the Darknet as a framework. So this is a graph for first training. As you can see from the graph, the accuracy started to rise at iteration 1000, and the accuracy was 44, and rise to 96 at iteration 3000. And the rate of loss started to decrease at iteration 1000. And it's reached the 1.2 at the end of iteration 30,000. And when we saw the loss value stopped decreasing, this training stopped here. We start a new training on the same data set, and the accuracy started to rise from iteration 1000 from 51 to reach the 98 as accuracy, and the loss of value, rate of loss started to decrease at iteration 1000 to 3000, and it's reached the 1.3 at as we say the 3000 iteration. And the second training stopped here. And this is a result for each class and data set. As you can see, numbers or letters and even the words. And this table from about the result of both training result. This is an example for image testing result. This, as you can see, this is a box around my hand, is presenting the translation of the gesture or the sign. This is many examples. And this is a video for testing result. Can you see it? Hello? Do you hear me?
Yes, we can see.
Actually, we got a good resolution for this training. So at conclusion, in this research, a recognition system for the American Sign Language using YOLO version 4 has been done. Also, we introduced a dataset for American Sign Language, and the experiment on this on image we got, as I said, 89 as a main average value, as an accuracy, which is very good, and the current average loss is 1.3. And for video testing results, we got 28.9 FPS. In future work, we will work to increase the data set by adding new words and new signs. And we will also improve the accuracy for the image and the data set. And also I will create some interfaces to make a translation from photo to make it as a text, or also a voice translation. So I'm done.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. Dear participants, do you have any question about this study?
Sorry?
Have any question? I ask all participants.
Okay.
Okay, no questions. Thank you again. I wish you success in your career.
Thanks.
Next paper belongs to Ali Sadun Ahmed. Are you ready to present? Dear
Yes,
Ali Sadun Ahmed.
Yes,
Okay, you can start if you want.
Okay.
If you're ready. Dear Ali Mohammed, you can.
Yeah, I will stop sharing.
Okay.
Sorry, sir, you can see a presentation?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
You have 10 minutes, please.
What?
You have 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello, everyone, and very good afternoon. I will introduce myself. I'm Sadun Ahmad from Iraq, 33-year-old master student in Altıbaş University and Information Technology Department. I will explain my review in Internet of Things, security here, and a proposed solution of PIPA ID. Presentation outlines, introduction, IoT, IoT functions, security threats, and conclusion. Next slide, introduction. So, introduction. This problem in this section, Internet of Things is very comprehensive topic, which does not exist as a signed definition for IoT. However, according to the IoT definition, the Internet of Things is an infrastructure of the information society which allowed the realization of service advanced by connect physically and virtually things based on existing and evaluating improved information in communication technology. Next slide. This study aim to address the security and privacy challenges related to IoT services, which have been created by the introduction of IoT environments. Next slide. Objectives. The main objectives are the collect-based particle to ensure IoT security, will mapping the relevant security and privacy challenges, threats, risk, and attack scenario. Next slide. IoT. This slide clear literature review for IoT device, okay, and proposed by Kevin Ashton because of a presentation made by in 1990s. The Internet of Things is associated with a network of IP address device. And the IoT things that is component of the things is a device designed by a human or an object made by a machine implement. With communication to be a communication that they need to. Okay. Next slide. In this slide, I clear IoT functions. IoT functions, IoT platform, and IoT things. IoT, a platform is a software that allows the development, implementation, and management of solutions that connect and collect data from IoT endpoint to enable better business discussion. Functional capabilities includes this device management and interaction, data management, analytic, activation of application. This pictures clear top IoT application areas in 2022. Next slide, security threats. Okay, I will be 3 sections for this part. Section 1, the challenge associated with security is a topic of great implements since the technology used on the Internet of Things. Design a sensor to collect information directly from the environment, the source on them. It happens, however, that which of the information collected in the assertive information for people and organizations. And step 2, this pictures denial of service attack. I will be used this technique to communication or and IoT network can be encrypted and decrypt if the communication channel is not subject to protocol. For example, if the encryption key, security parameters, or configuration setting are channel, or if algorithm are used to work of inadequate encryption. Okay. Related attack include man in the main. Session hacking, hacking or denial service, denial of service message, paragraphs or device begin limited in the resource. Okay. Next, step 3. Distributed denial of service attack use in this study. Okay. On the other hand, compression of device can be used to do the operation of the network or system through a distributed denials of service attack, firmware level attack, and attack can process with the placement. And you can see this picture, okay, will be different for this technique. And third, for the section, distributed denial of service attack using IoT device. You can, this picture, you can use any device, home, mechanical, or mobile technique for this security threats. And next slide. Conclusion. This paper allowed the analysis of security or lacked, therefore, on the Internet of Things to carry out the evaluation, the concentration associated with the device, which are part of the Internet of Things circle, are identified and at the same time. The traversal characteristic or the application of this device is carried out in terms of ability of the industry sector, location, type of connectivity device, characteristics, technology, and user type. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate your cooperation with me. And any questions? I'm ready for questions.
Thank you for your presentation. Dear
Thank you.
participant, do you have any question about this article? Okay, no question. Thank you again. I wish you success in your career.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate your cooperation with me. Thank you.
Thank you. The next paper belong to Arafat Mukalazi. Are you ready to present, dear Arafat Mukalazi? Okay. The next one belong to dear Ayub Qasim Muhammad. Are you ready to present? Dear Ayub Qasim Muhammad.
Yes.
Okay. If you are ready, you can start your presentation. Dear Ayub Qasim Muhammad, are you ready? Okay. Dear Dalal Hamoud, are you ready to present? Dalal Hamoud. Okay. Dear Diana Ikasari, are you ready to present?
Here.
I'm ready for the presentation.
Okay, you can start if you are ready.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. Let me
You can
share
share your
the
screen.
screen. Okay, already see my presentation?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
You have 10 minutes, please.
Okay. Yeah, 10 minutes. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for the opportunity for me to present our research with the title, The Quality of Analysis of Smart Zoning Application Web using WebQual and Importance Performance Analysis Method case study election of senior high school in Depok. Okay. First of all, this research is a continuation of our previous research that has been success in creating a smart zoning application. Okay, and we are going to develop our application here. Wait. Okay, the smart zoning application is a web-based application that is used to provide information about the mapping and distribution of public senior high school in Depok. And this application can be used by students to calculate the shortest distance between the school and the student home. And this application is made to be able to map public senior high school data in Depok in the form of geographic information system and can calculate the straight line distance from the residence to all public senior high school in Depok. And the information outputted provide the information on the nearest school, which is the zone of students area, so that it can help students decide which school to choose. And this smart zoning application use has never been researched on the analysis of service quality from user. So it cannot be known whether the smart zoning website has built already has a good quality for its user. And then to measure the service quality of this smart zoning application, it is necessary to evaluate using the WebQual method and important performance analysis. And the purpose of this study was to determine how big a level of service quality of the smart zoning application that has been used by students in Depok. And the result of this study can be used as input for developers to improve the quality of smart zoning application web service to suit user needs. And here's we have the research methodology. Okay, in this study, we are using quantitative research, which is the data process is a result of the statement given by the respondents in case is the smart zoning application user. Okay, we have 6 stages here. First, data collecting, and then row data metric arrangement. Next here, plotting using the WebQual model. Then we creating the plotting of the scale and indicator. Continue with processing the data using the IPA method, and then we can see the processing result. For the data collecting here, we are prepare the research question related to the smart zoning application, and then continue with the raw data metrics. We are held some discussion with the expert to get knowledge information technology, and then continue with plotting using with the WebQual here. Determine the variable used by the WebQual method. Here consists with the usability quality, information quality, and then service interaction quality, and overall of the web. Okay, here's we are create some indicator with the code of variable show in table 1. Okay, continue with the plotting scale and indicator. we are using Likert scale here. We have the item, we divide into section, item favorable or positive with the scale very important to not unimportant, and then item of unfavorable or negative here, very important to very unimportant. Okay. And then continue with data processing using the IPA method here. Okay, shown in figure 2. We have several stages. First, input of the performance value and the important values that we have calculate. Here we find some average value, and then doing some recapitulation until and the last we can create the graphic analysis result based on the characteristic. Here we have 4 characteristic and divide into the matrix here with a quadrant, 4 quadrant. The first quadrant, meaning the concentrate here, mostly this quadrant is considered as important attribute, or this is the what user expected. Then the second is keep up with the good works, means that high important, high performance, and this quadrant has high importance and high performance well, and this attribute is have met the expectation of the user. So we have to keep up with the good work. And then the third quadrant, low priority, here's meaning that low level performance, that not too important and not too expected. So here has a low priority to develop or to improvement. And the last is a possible overkill here, meaning that this quadrant consider not too important or not too expected, that is necessary to allocated the resource related to this attribute to another's. Okay, this is the stages, and then we can see the result. Yeah, we are using the scale Likert here, and the step taken in processing the questionnaire data, we are calculate all the value in the WebQL indicator, usability, information quality, service information quality, and then we find the validity and reliability described in table 1. We found the average of all the indicator for the performance and important, and then we can continue to create some diagram here with the matrix with the quadrant, 4 quadrant, and here we can see in the figure 3. Okay, this is the result of the assessment processing based on the IPA method. Here's on the second quadrant, or keep up with the good works, means that all indicators is show here, meaning that what the user need or what the user expect, it's already supported by the system. And the quadrant A is there's 1 indicator, but the C and D for all the variable is there's no shown here. Okay, so actually this study meaning that can analyze, yeah, we can analyze the result. It's conducted on the service quality of the smart zoning application using the WebQL and the IPA method. Then it can conclude it that indicator used from the WebQL dimension are usability quality, information quality, service interaction, and the overall of the website show for 95.8% indicators in the quadrant B, which describe that the attributes that are considered important by user, and the application has provide good service to all user for all indicators. Only the service interaction quality shown on the quadrant A Okay, it's that defines the community atmosphere is a quadrant A, which of concern to be developed. Okay, we have to develop what the user need, then the application do not support. Okay, we are going to improve the surface quality for the smart zoning application by doing the analyze using the web qual. Yeah. Okay, thank you for the presentation. Is there any question here?
Thank you for your presentation. Dear participant, do you have any question about this paper? Okay, no question. Thank you again. I wish you success
Okay, thank you
in
very
your
much.
career.
Afternoon, sir. Excuse me.
What's your name?
My name Ayub Jassim Muhammad.
Qasim Mohammed. Okay. Are you ready to present?
Yes, I am ready. Yes.
Okay, you can start your presentation.
Three-phase fault location and normal determination using smart intelligent technique.
You can share your screen.
Okay, sure.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Three-phase fault location and natural determination using smart intelligent technique by Ayub Jassim Muhammad and Yazin Fawaz.
You have 10 minutes, please.
Production. The transmission lines is performing a major role in electric power distribution system in which connecting the generation unit with the distribution unit. The power transmission lines can be fall in three groups: long transmission line and medium transmission line and short transmission line. Protection system that may find the fault. It is a type also fault location, and hence this system may take an action in order to reduce the damage result from the fault occurrence. The transmission line protection is an important in power engineering because 85 and 87% of power system fault are occurring in the transmission line. It is fault is a study and classify different fault occurrence in the transmission line, and also three-phase fault detection and isolation is being performed using artificial neural network. Problem statement: error can be executed during the duty of the lines due to short circuit or any other circumstances may lead to that. Fault process can be described in short: a very high current in consuming from the generation bus bar that's seen as temperature incremented, and finally fire and spark. Methods of digital signal processing, which are used to analyze the voltage and current signal to both generator end and consumer end, and extracted The required information from these signals are studied as well. In each phase, in each phase, two stages are being divided. The classifier and designed to predict the fault. Fault isolation method is used to implement the controller to isolate the faulty line part from the transmission line system. Controller. The controller is hardware-based system that connected the software part to establish a smart system enduring by artificial neural network classifier and digital signal processing schemes to implement it fast and efficient controlling to prevent the losses and damage of fault. Conclusion. The impact of fault on power system is discussed in the below section with the risk of fault if it is not clear or remote at the power time. Normally, all circuit breakers are designed to act against fault or short circuit. External signal is implemented open the fault detection using artificial neural network classifier in which detecting the fault and type open exiting of such. The fault classification algorithm is discussed in this chapter with IAN settings to get a minimum error at the time of the result making. Current and voltage monitoring schemes that play the role of database that going as input into classifier effects of faults on this signal also studied. Thank you.
Excuse me.
Thank you for your presentation. Dear Parsmith, do you have any question about this article?
Excuse me, please. My name is Dalal.
Okay. No question. I wish you success, dear Ayub Qasim Muhammad. Dear Dalal Hamid.
Dalal Naeem Hamoud.
Hamoud. Okay. Are you ready to present?
Yes.
Okay, you can start if you are ready.
Okay.
Dear Dalal Hamoud, are you ready?
Yes, just a minute.
Okay. You can share your screen. Okay, now you can share your screen.
You see my presentation?
Yes. You have 10 minutes, please,
Yes.
at most.
My paper titled Modified Lightweight AES based on replacement table and the kinetic system. My name Dalal Naim Hamoud. Abstract cryptography is being utilized in verifying of the data security and real-time communications. Lightweight AES has long been accepted around the world and the use in the secure sensitive data in a variety of business. This work proposes a way for changing the lightweight advanced AES MLAES algorithm by modifying two-stage in the encryption part. This stage, the sub-byte and the shift rows, also modify the two-stage in the decryption part, the inverse sub-byte and the inverse shift row. The MLAES achieved a good result in achieving the communication with a high performance standard in terms of randomness, the encryption time, storage space, and avalanche effect after testing the result. Based on the NIST statistical testing against the result, and the MLAES has a good randomness to the ciphertext. Also, MLAES achieve a low encryption time by 10% compared to the original AES. Also, the suggested method perform a low memory use compared to the original AES and a good result in the division probability compared to the original AES. Introduction, encryption has been one of the most popular cybersecurity in the recent years, and it plays a significant role in the data security. Asymmetric and symmetric encryption techniques are commonly employed in information security. AES regional method is a symmetric block cipher that uses a substitution permutation method, SPN. This research used to modify the strategy of the AES algorithm because the original AES have various flaws, such as slow processing and long time transmission time. So this work is recommended to speed up the AES algorithm processes. The AES structures have many many features to distinguish the AES algorithm. AES is the block cipher that uses the same key, symmetric algorithms that uses the same key in the encryption and decryption processes. The plain text block size is equal to 128 bits. The key block size can be 128, 192, or 256 bits, respectively. These are rounds in AES algorithm iterations. The total number of rounds is determined by the size of the keys, as shown in the table 1. This is represented the number of bits in a block size of a key and a number of rounds for each key. An AES consists of the 4 stages: sub-byte, shift roll, next column will add round key stage. That represented that perform all the processes in the same block called the state array. The state array is consist 4 by 4 bytes. That is used structure. Figure 1 perform the structure of AES algorithm. The left part for the encryption process and the right part for the decryption process. Modified lightweight AES algorithm proposed MLAES algorithm improve two-stage sub-byte and shift row stage that causes to improvement in the encryption and decryption process. In addition, the number of rounds are 4 only. This is used in my paper, 4 rounds only, to speed up the AES encryption. The enhanced stage illustrated in the next section. Modified, the first stage, modified sub-byte section that uses the replacement table that consists of the 2 entries. The first entry consists of 16 cells that have a value from 0 to 15 in the hexadecimal system. And the second entry has a 16 value, but the decreasing value from F to 0. Can we use this table such as the example? The first block is consists of the state array. Each value consists of the 16 byte. Each byte has a hexadecimal that take the first value, 1F, and replaced by another value from the replacement table. 1F replacement by E0, and the final state array that represented in the bottom of the slide. In the decryption process, the modified inverse sub-byte stage is used. In this stage, use the previous replacement table also, and consist to and search the value from the second entry and take the corresponding value from the first entry. The size of the table is consists of the 2 by 16 that equal to 32 bytes only, instead of the S box that consists of 16 by 16 byte values. Modified the second stage, modified the shift rows stage. This modified consists of the chaotic system to generate 4 value randomly, a range of the values from 0 to 3. Randomly generated. Each value consists the number of shifts for each row in the state array, such as table 3. This is the row number in the state, and this is the state array, and this is the number of randomly generated by chaotic system 1032. This is meaning the first row shift row to the right by 1 value. This is meaning the row it's no shifting. This is meaning the shift the row third row to the right by 3 values, by 3 position, and the last value 2, meaning the last row in the state array shift to the right by 2 position. This figures represented the shifted by highlighted the blue color to perform or to illustrate the shifted value in this process. Inverse, modified inverse shift row, it's also shifted the row in the state array, but the inverse direction in the left, and uses the same array randomly number that generated by chaotic system. Discussion and experimental result. This work is evaluated by many metrics. The first table is represented the ciphertext in hexadecimal for two algorithms, the MLIES and the original IES, and each row that is performed on the same plain text for two algorithms. Randomness test, this is uses the NIST statistical that consists of the 15 attacks tested, the ciphertext, and we have a good result for this property. And this table is illustrated the value. The row 2 and 4 in the result, we have 10 ones. That's meaning the ciphertext succeed for achieving a good value or passing the 10 attacks. And the other states, we have each ciphertext is passed for 9 attacks from the 15. This is a good idea. In encryption time, we have the MLE have a low time for performing compared to the original IES, because the table, the SBox table with a minimum storage and have a short time for searching each value in this table. This is faster or have a good speed for MLIES. Throughput also calculated in this paper, throughput by using the equation 1, and we have the modified AES 83%, with original AES 75%. Modified AES have a good value. The storage space, because we change the SBox tables and have a short storage space. This is have in MLIES have a small storage space. This table represented the storage space for modified AES 32 byte only, but the original AES 256 byte. Also calculated the memory utilization by using equation 2, and the modified AES have 37 used the memory, and the memory utilization 54.36, and the original AES used the memory 45, memory utilization 66.23. The avalanche effects uses the information, uses the equation 3 for calculation of avalanche effects, and we have the table 8 for represented the flipped bits for each block in the ciphertext compared to the plain text bits. This is number of bits flipped in the tested for 6 ciphertext different value and the avalanche effect. The minimum value in the original AES 45.31, and the minimum value in modified AES here 46.9. This is the better result in modified AES for the avalanche effect. Conclusions: the modified lightweight AES is faster than the AES original because it only has 4 rounds, and it modified 2 stage, and the execution time of the MLIES is about 10% faster than the original AES. Number 2, the MLIES has more randomness and stronger ciphertext against attacks because it passed the NIST statistical testing. Also, the MLIES algorithm avoid the employment of the SBox and the inverse SBox in the encryption and decryption procedures. reducing the necessary storage area of the AES algorithm from 512 to 64 bytes for storing tables, resulting in perfect memory utilization for MLAES techniques. Number 3, also the MLAES achieved the best permutation for shift value for each row in the state array. Finally, MLAES achieves excellent performance standards in terms of the randomness, encryption time, storage space, and avalanche effects in communication. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for your presentation. Dear participant, do you have any question about the article? Okay, no question. I
Thank
wish you success. Thank you again. Dear Andrea Spini, are you ready to present?
Can I start presentation?
Okay.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I'm ready. Can I share my screen?
Dear Andrea Spini, are you ready to present?
Yeah. Can you hear me? I'm here.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I'm ready. I'm going to share my screen.
Okay. Okay, you can start.
Okay.
Please, you have 10 minutes.
Yeah. So can you see my presentation?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon to everyone. I'm Andrea Spini. I'm a PhD student at the University of Pavia, and I'm here to present the work in collaboration between the University of Pavia and a company from the north of Italy, the Todeschini Mario. This work is named a neural network approach for mechanical cost estimation. My presentation will follow this point. Firstly, I will give a brief introduction of the context of the key points of the related project. Then I will start with the procedure involved, from the post-processing until the ensemble methods that we used. Furthermore, I will show the result, and lastly, I will mention the conclusion. Given the overview of the presentation here, I can introduce the context of this project. Nowadays, companies, especially the small, medium enterprises, are constantly looking for effective ways to improve. And from the experience of the past few years, one of these effective ways is to use big data. That with the employment of data-driven approach can lead a company to be more productive. And especially nowadays, with the sudden change in the cost, with the many suppliers available, it is useful to have an ability to define the cost of a component objectively without an external bias. Having said that, the work that I'm here to present fits into this context. And the idea that we had was to use a smart application in this context in order to estimate the cost of a mechanical component with neural network. So having said that, as I already said, the cost estimation in this context is very challenging, and a precise cost estimation is necessary in order to be competitive for the small and medium enterprises. And the data set considered is wide for small and medium enterprises, as is constantly evolving. The algorithm involved are the neural networks, machine learning technique chosen from their ability to learn and adapt themselves over the data. And the data used to feed the neural networks comes from the sale-purchase relationship between mechanical companies, where the component CAD model is shared. These mechanical components, of course, are characterized by some features, and the ones used here are those extracted from a CAD software. And in order to maximize the capability to generalize of the final model, different ensemble methods were analyzed. And so these are the three main key points of the project: the wide data set, the feature extraction from the CAD, and the employment of a neural network, specifically of ensemble methods. So I given an overview of the work that we that we have done. The first step was of the procedure was the feature extraction. Using the shortcut models, all the information about the available mechanical components have been exported from a commercial CAD software using a customized code. So firstly, we stored all the available components, and with an ad hoc code, we were able to extract the features of the components. And with this procedure, we construct our data set. And of course, this step includes also the association between the components and the right flags. Here we can see the table where the features that we extracted are presented. At the end, we had 24 properties. And on the right, we have some example of the involved components in the study. And binding the table with the figures, we are able to have an idea of the complexity of the problem that we are facing. Since we are speaking about a neural network approach, a neural network application, we know that the quality of the input data is one of the key points necessary to achieve high performance. And experience and common sense are not enough. So we could consider some of the features that I shown you before. We could consider them, some of them as trivial features, but it's not enough. So in order to have some information, we performed a correlation analysis between all the available features and their related cost. We use the Pearson correlation coefficient, and this table gives us information about this relation, and as expected, the relation between the cost and the available feature is a nonlinear relation, and this is a further confirmation of the need for a data-driven application. Furthermore, we performed also the feature versus feature correlation in order to understand the relation that we had between the features. And in this, from this table, we can see that some of them are highly correlated, and we have to consider that two features with high correlation cannot be used as input variable of the network at the same time. And the employment of two or more highly correlated features will provide redundant information to the network. The lower table summarizes the mean and the standard deviation for those features that we were considering trivial, and comparing them, we can better understand the complexity of the problem. You can see the standard deviation for some of them is high. So after we granted the data set, we performed a correlation study in order to better understand the nature of the data. We needed to set up the neural network. Here we can see an example of the neural network with some of their main parameters. Instead, in the lower image, we summarize the backpropagation loop. And as I said at the beginning, we do not use a simple neural network, but we involved the ensemble method. Specifically, we use the k-fold cross-validation, the bootstrap aggregation, and the model weights averaging. We use them in order to overcome the nature of the dataset, a wide dataset in terms of different components, and a small in terms of size. So k-fold cross-validation is used in order to overcome the drawback of biased prediction that we could have splitting the dataset between test and training set. Instead, bootstrap aggregation or bagging use model train over dataset generation with replacement, so we can find the same component more than once in the training set. And having biased models over a specific component and averaging them could lead to higher capability to generalize. And the final one is the one based on the weights of the neural network. The average is performed on weights matrices. Since at the end of the training phase, we could have oscillations that leads to incorrect prediction. Averaging them could lead to higher performances. Specifically, we tested 3 different model weights averaging: the weighted average, a linear, and an exponential decreasing weighted average. So, given the objective that we had, that was defining a method, an approach for a smart way of cost estimation, we test all these 3 model ensemble methods that I just presented. At this point of the project, we have all the ingredients. The results here presented were generated using the software package Google TensorFlow 2 via Python interface. Additionally, Keras API was used, and the final dataset consists of 2,664 data points. And since our main goal was to define an approach, we wanted to define a method, and we wanted or thought we were aware of the dimension of the dataset. And the performance of the three different approaches that I presented are evaluated with the mean absolute percentage error and the mean absolute error. And the setup that you can see here is the final setup. So these are the characteristics of the final neural network that we use. From this table, we can see that although the performance are not reliable for an end application, but we can see that the weights average method perform better than the others. And given the size of the data set and its variety, the results obtained are promising. And it was expected that some components, for some components, the predictor will not work. And okay, on the table on the left, we have information about all the prediction, but on the right, in the image on the right of the slide, we can see the distribution of prediction and of the different models. So we started with the necessity of defining the cost of a component objectively. We set up a procedure in order to generate a data set from the CAD model. We performed all the steps necessary in order to have a prediction with a neural network. Specifically, we used the methods in order to overcome the drawback of the size and the variety of the data set that we had. And the wide range of components and the small size of the data set are the bottleneck for the performances that I just showed you. But we are constantly in contact with the company that provide us the components in order to increase the data set and retrain our model. Here on the left, I can show you for a prediction example. And as I mentioned, we can see that for some components, the prediction is good. For component A and component C, the error is lower than 5%. Instead, for component B and component C, the error is the result is not good, it is unreliable. So here I end my presentation. I thank you for that attention. If you have any questions.
Thank you for your presentation. Dear participants, do you have any question about this study? Okay, no question. Thank you again. I wish you success in your career.
Okay, thank you.
Dear Halit Alsan Maraye.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, if you are ready, you can start your presentation.
Okay, I'm ready.
You have 10 minutes, please.
Okay, you can see my presentation.
Yes.
Yes. Hello, everyone. My title, Car Control by using Brainwave and Arduino based Mindwave Mobile by Khalid Saad Samarai, Supervisor, Assistant Prof. Dr. Timur Ena. In this presentation, we talk about abstract, problem statement, methodology, result, and future work and contribution. Abstract. In this paper, a portable EEG device, Mindwave Mobile MWM, from Eurosky company was used to control the car through an Android application. The contact the MWM device and receive signal from it to and transmitted to the HC06 Bluetooth unit connected to the same application. This device work together to deliver the signal to the car's motor and move them. Problem statement. Make people who have lost their limbs to be completely self-reliant, and helping people with partial paralysis who do not have the ability to move only the blink of an eye. Helping people with motor disability with fully functioning brain. In contribution, Total reliance in the mind and the eye to control the car. Development of an Android system that receive and send signal from EEG to Arduino via Bluetooth. 3. Putting a button for control in a manual control of the car. Use one sensor to get all the commands need to move the car. 5. Not relying on any physical movement except for the eye movement. In methodology, we explain the MindWave Mobile MWM, Bluetooth pairing, finger chip details, link strength, and system design, last implementation. In MindWave Mobile, the MindWave Mobile has adjustable handband and sensor tip arm, a clip arm, and power switch, battery area, flexible area arm. Also has automatic wireless pairing, Bluetooth version 2.1 category 2, iOS and Android support, single AA battery runtime up to 8 hours, last headset of static ID. Bluetooth pairing. To pairing the MWM on application must be do these steps. 1, put the MWM into pairing mode by pressing the on key. 2, when the authentication number is requested, you must enter 40 or 1234 to complete the authentication process. When the MWM has been properly paired, the blue light shows as figure. Finger chip details. This is important chip in the MWM. The finger chip inside the MWM has the ability to process all the data captured by the sensor as well as capture raw brain. It also captures additional data such as meditation and attention, which are called eSense counters, and are also calculated in the finger chip. This chip make my device different about another device. Blink strength. With the new application programming interfaces, individual can calculate the strength of a user e-blink ranging from 1 to 255. This value shows the user's blink intensity. This value are only available via finger connection drive or finger connection application programming interfaces. It is not available directly from finger as a product. System design. In system design, we use 6 devices. First device, NeuroSky MindWave, take the signal from the user and send it to the Arduino application, Android application. The Android application show to the user the value about the blink strength and the attention, and send this signal to the HC06 Bluetooth module. This device responsible about take this signal from Android application and send it to the Arduino Uno. Arduino Uno read this signal and which direction the user want and send it to the L298N motors drive. And this device, this device send this electrical signal to the DC motors, and DC motor converted to the move. Open the application, this interface appeared to him. He can show MWM state. This state show to the user if the MWM is connect or not found. Attention. In this section, the user show the value about the attention. A blink strength, this section value about this blink strength for the user. Direction. In this section indicate the direction in which the car is moving selected by the user's eye blink. Connect HC06. This button responsible about the connect HC06. When the user want to connect HC06, press on this button and the list about the devices show to him, and he must choose HC06. When choose it, the state about the button change to the connect, and the green message appear to him, tell him the HC06 is connected. And the connect NS-MWM, NeuroSky MindWave Mobile. When the user want to connect MWM, press on this button, and the application search about the MWM, if pairing or not pairing. If pairing, it's already connect, and MWM state changed to the connected, and the green message appear to the user, tell him the SC0 MWM is connected. Last one, a blink. This button function as an emergency button in the event of any MWM problem. The way it works is to press this button, enable us to choose the desired direction without needing the MWM, as if it doesn't the work of the iBlink. When the complete every connect, the interfaces show to the user attention value, blink strength value, and direction. Now the car ready to the move, just a blink to the choose direction and the move car. Result, using this available technology, the meter succeeds in the controlling the car in the 4 direction, which is forward, backward, right, and left. The Bluetooth device was secured between 30 to 35 meters, where the user could control the car using iBlink and focus. Last one, future work. Among all the results calculated and discussion about EEG device, future work can be expected by working to revolve and control brainwave by analyzing them using more advanced devices, which help the user control the device and provide more commands required to control the car or any other device more effectively. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. Dear participant, do you have any question about this paper? Okay, no question. Thank you again. I wish you success in your career.
Thank you very much.
Next paper belongs to dear Majid, Zafer Majid.
Yes,
Okay. Are you ready to present?
yes,
Okay, you can start if you want.
yes, I can.
You have 10 minutes, please.
Okay. Effect. My name is Majid. Supervisor Mustafa Ma'ad. Effect Sable attack on security introduction service in VANET. Introduction. VANET is a kind of the mobile at the hack network managed that is provides at wide range of the safety application to the vehicle passengers. VANETs are gaining popularity as a measure of the capacity to the connect at device set of the NSIM service. VANET is spaced to the range of the source because to the it is lack of the infrastructure. This Sable assault is one of them. A malevolent vehicle in the VANET may transmit false message about traffic in according had route restriction and so on. Objective. The objective of this project to discuss the problems of the cyber attack in VANET technology. Also, this is a project will investigate and discuss relations broadest projecting for the Sable attack. Types of the communications: one, vehicle to vehicle, V2V. There are several features there that can be shared by vehicle in the V2V communication domain, such as the type of the vehicle or the cars in the sample place or at the same time route. Two, vehicle to route investigator V2I. It establishes as the connection between car and the roadside unity in order to get real-time traffic on the environmental information, as well environmental significant and monetary key. This system is chosen. Three, vehicle to broadband cloud, V2B. The thought outside unity communication in the establishment between vehicle to the management center. Vehicle may connect with one another using wireless broadband technology such as 3G, 4G in this communication system. Challenge: this separation of encryption keys in the V2V and V2VI communication. All of the security management embossed in Vanity Rail of the encryption key. Every communication, encryption and decryption using the same different key for both encryption and decryption in the PKI. The question of the cryptation authority convenience reside this between of the key across vehicle is allows significant difficult developing a security system. Two, message security. I'll change unauthorized access to the contents of the communication should by primitive of the message sender requisition is the not only quantification of the reliability. This is receiver of the message, not one ensure that sender granted the message about. Also you understand whether the sender is the active. MAC designing is communication medium is the often used by VANET to motivate this MAC, and designing TDM and SDAM and CSM and AR among or the methods used IOO. Challenge data from creation to delete incorrect into transmitting data accuracy that frequency of the data consents with the company comparable message is the employed you specially 5 jamming and the actor with the limited transmission power meet sample stability the well network right compression encryptions measure 6 improvisation as the attack pretends are fake method vehicle to the course or other vehicle to the slow down gives up by spoofing servers advancement the defense message on the attack can spoof RSU as result on the imposter can this denigration impressions can accomplished by fabrication and the altering and the replaying message. Cyber attack figure also type of a cyber attack. Communication carrier and identity carrier and protect and participation carrier. Classify and compare the exciting storing and providing cyber attack. A thought broad method limited and advantage. Summary of the main operations. Summary of the main operations used to the DEX cyber attack on the VANET processed by main method basic approach figniting. Section according to the research table of their compression projection accounting boxes attacks that protection against cyber attack each strategy in the state with a limited and advantage and we analysis the most popular method proposed by a seeker and the provided your determinant on motor vehicle method proposed by ZHOO has several advantages including the fact relate you can emphasize that it is better due to your point of the view table to present the main method that talk about DEX to the cyber attack and the basic approach that was implemented on the funding. Congratulations on the suggestions of future works. Bonnet is congratulations is this caused particularly in the V2V and V2I of overcoming. This is a problem with require further efforts in the future to the provide available are excellency known extents and the study analysis the most requesting activement to the clause. This is and develops into that that devolves into requirement as well as the verse this course on the agent of the environment security after there are way prepotent that all environmental to the risk attack in future works. We suggested attack this is a problem by using internet of the finding reference. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. Dear participants, do you have any question about this article? Okay, thank you again. I wish you success in your career. Dear Omnia Kamal,
Yes.
are you ready to present? You have 10 minutes, please. You can start.
Yes.
Okay. You have 10 minutes, please.
Okay. I will talk about a technique of risk management for medical laboratory equipment. Outline, introduction, problem definition, objective, methodology, result and discussion, conclusion, reference. Introduction. Medical laboratory equipment is the baseline of providing patient diagnosis in healthcare facilities. Biomedical laboratory is full of risks. Risk could be biological, chemical, radioactive, mechanical, physical, fire and electrical. Medical equipment poses risk to patient, users, and environment. So clinical laboratory risk management is another notion. Risk management become an initial concept to ensure safety, reliability, and competence with standard in healthcare facilities. Risk management system must be in place to prevent accident of deaths as well as to improve overall workplace safety and productivity. The risk management process starts with identify potential hazard and then assessing the probability and the severity of each hazard. To assess the hazard associated with each risk number is calculated and then based on this number and risk and ranking to be controlled. Problem definition, laboratory equipment is important, so the equipment must be working with high efficiency, so there must be control over the equipment, including the risk resulting from mismanagement. There are no specific elements for making decision. The objective of this research is to improve the performance of laboratory in healthcare facilities by implementing a system to manage and control risk associated with medical laboratory equipment management and make scientific decisions based on the risk priority number to review the maintenance process and the replacement program. Methodology are used two methods to risk management. Method 1, failure mode and effect analysis, FMEA. Method 2, technique for order performance by similarity to ideal solution, TOPSIS. In order to finally get a decision on repair or replacement. Proposed criteria for medical laboratory equipment management are used 5 criteria: number of complaints per year, preventive maintenance per year, corrective maintenance per year, mean response time for visit per hour, quality control per year. Method 1, FMEA method, is one of the most well-known risk assessment technique. In its implementation, a questionnaire was conducted through 5 medical expertise to assign step to FMEA as follow. Step 1, identify all failure mode of the medical laboratory equipment with corresponding effect. Step 2, rate the relative risk of each failure mode and effect severity. Step 3, identify the potential causes of the failure. Step 4, rate the relative risk of each failure probability. Step 5, identify all current process control to detect the failure mode. Rate the relative risk of all controls detection. Finally, calculated RPN through product probability severity detection. Both of severity and probability detection, the scale range between 1 and 5. The RPN scale range between 1 and 125. Number 5 present the most probability and the most severity, but the least detectability. Meanwhile, number 1 present the least probability and the least severity, but the most detectability. Method 2, TOPSIS method. TOPSIS is one of the multi-criteria decision-making technique. Entropy method. Calculate entropy, calculate weight for criteria. So entropy method formed through this equation. TOPSIS, apply TOPSIS forms through these equations. Dataset were collected from real laboratory data from 15 different hospitals in Egypt. Using a dataset of 150 medical laboratory equipment, the data was divided equally among 50 hematology analyzer, 50 chemistry analyzer, and 50 centrifuge device. The dataset were collected over 1 year, starting from January 2020 to December 2020. Method 1 result. FMEA method was built by 5 expertise from 5 public Egyptian hospitals throughout questionnaire. A sample of hematology analyzer demonstrating expertise rating for severity, probability, detectability, as shown in table. First, calculation risk priority number according to number complaint. After calculation, RBN according to quality control, as shown as in table. After calculation, risk priority number according to preventive maintenance. After calculation, risk priority number according to corrective maintenance. Finally, calculation risk priority number according to main response time as shown in table. Finally, larger RB risk priority number according to this paper. Similarly, FMA is applied to chemistry analyzer and centrifuge device to calculate RBN for each device. Method 2 result. Apply TOPSIS to resolve the drawbacks of FMEA. Firstly, the weight of the criteria should be calculated using the entropy method as explained in the previous slide. As shown in table. Present simple hematology analyzer with a new value of probability and severity and detection. Comparison between FMA and the TOPSIS ranking result. Device 1, FMA ranking 7 and TOPSIS ranking 11. Device 7, FMA ranking 42, TOPSIS ranking 50. Device 11, FMA ranking 1, TOPSIS ranking 1. Device 48, FMA ranking 18. TOPSIS ranking 2. Device 50, FMA ranking 47. TOPSIS ranking 42. Conclusion, FMA risk analysis technique is used as well as the multi-criteria decision-making approach in the form of TOPSIS. The drawbacks of FMA are resolved by TOPSIS. The proposed system can overcome the exciting approach of for human factor effect. The proposed system helps the users to choose appropriate maintenance strategy and replacement program. Future work of this study is extended to adopting other multi-criteria decision method. Such elimination is shows translating reality. Furthermore, additional criteria such as failure rate and mean time between failures should be examined. Thank you.
Thanks for your presentation. Dear participants, do you have any question about this article? Okay, thank you again. I wish you success.
Thank you.
Okay. Dear participant, thanks for your attending. Yes, the last session of the day is over. Dear participants, I would like to end the session. I suggest you to attend the next session tomorrow. See you in the next sessions. Goodbye. Good evening.